TV building, the turret. In fact, on the opposite side, Movie actually walling off his natural a little bit because he knows those vultures are in play. Also has those dragoons, so the vultures not actually be able to do anything. So at this point, really, I think Fantasy has a little bit of an economic edge. He has established his bases much faster, and Movie has spent a lot of resources into tech. Mine going off at the far right. Dark Templar has gotten spotted, so Fantasy most likely knows there are still more mines in location. So Movie has to be really careful how he uses this Dark Templar, but there is a little pass through there for the Templar to get through at the SCV line. The opposite side, Fantasy moving in with tanks, marines, and vultures. Plenty of mines, everyone. Only a few dragoons up to defend. No cans being put up anywhere. On the opposite side, in the main of Fantasies, there is a Dark Templar moving around. Zealots are doing a pretty good job of mine clearing, but some dragoons also helping to defend. Dropships, shuttle now in play. But there is a turret being put down, so it has to be very careful. Vultures get through, though. Gonna spot the observatory being put down. And the shuttle has to be very careful trying to drop on top of the tanks. Vultures getting inside the probe line, gonna start taking probes. Some dragoons gonna be in position to kill those. Even more vultures running down into the natural now. Probes being pulled off the line. Dragoons location, gonna get killed. Mines being dragged. 3 mines being dragged and 1 single dragoon. Still dragoons on top of the ramp. Should be able to defend this. Vultures and tanks though at the natural expansion trying to push up. Oh, Movie! What are you doing? Oh, horrible block there by Movie. Horrible block. Now Movie trying to establish his upper left. Now it's Fantasy doing their aggressive play, going all over the place to just equalize the position, get a dominating position. He also has a drop ship up, so he should be able to go as well as he can. There is finally an observer out for Movie, so mines are now finally going to become not as effective. There's shuttle on the way to try to ferry troops around. Vultures being moved straight behind the natural expansion. They're going to run right into the main, going to be able to do as much damage as they can. Fantasy now pushing the multitasking of Movie, just trying to push him at a location, and has vultures planting mines everywhere. Probes being dragged off into the natural, which is also in jeopardy. Dragoon's going to be forced to ferry his away. There is, thank God, an observer in location. Movie doing a great job here of trying to counter this, but Fantasy, wow, still those vultures all over the place can be able to attack anything, and Movie can't really do too much due to the danger of those mines. Those vultures have taken out one vulture, 4 kills, the other one in that number as well. I missed a little bit. Still a vulture at the upper left. His planet mines. That everything, just vultures killing even more. God, so much damage on my Fantasy. Again, a shuttle coming with more vultures inside the natural now. Take out a single pylon there. Dragoons in position. Some probes being pulled off the line. There is a mine that is still going to get taken down though. Oh dear God, dear me, dear me. I need a sip of water. Or there's a lull. Finally, a slight lull in the action. Fantasy on 2 bases so far. I believe he's trying to establish a third. Yeah, a third here at the 6 o'clock. Movie now moving probes towards the upper left, but he's lost so many probes. Right now, he's going to be a lot of trouble. Has one spotting probe apparently. Some vultures there coming down. Going to kill that one single probe that was apparently trying to put down a spotting probe / I'm going to get a mineral only probe. One vulture does manage to get through, probably going to spot, being able to plant some mines, go around being annoying. Dragoons trying to move in. One mine almost goes off right into the face of Dragoons. The observers, managing to micro pretty well though, so vultures do get killed. Have been mines planted everywhere though to try to prevent more expansions from coming up. Now, really much Fantasy should be able to control this game a little bit. If Movie had been just a little bit more successful with his aggressive strategy, with his Dark Templars, definitely put Fantasy on the back foot a bit, but he should have been a little bit more effective to really do anything. And at this point, he's moving out with decently sized 6 or 7 Dragoons alongside an observer. Even more reinforcements coming. Also has a shuttle. I'm not quite sure what he has enough of. It might be just for Zealot bombs. Bunker being put down by Fantasy. He doesn't have that many tanks really to defend. If Movie goes for a full-on push, we're going to see what happens. Drop coming in at the upper left, I believe. Fantasy dropping in a tank alongside a couple of vultures. And actually, Movie also coming in with his own drop. Has the shuttle. I'm not quite sure what's inside of it. Dropping in some Zealot bombs, doing a pretty good situation. Also attacking from the front with Dragoons. And there's not really too much to defend. Mines, bunker, not too much else. A lot of Dragoons barreling down. SCVs being forced to pull off the line to try to defend. Fantasy has some vultures trying to attack the main of Movies. Movie has done a pretty good job taking out the bunkers. The lost Dragoon still has 5 of them just sitting outside. And gonna start off by petering at that single supply depot. Shuttle not coming back for Fantasy. We're gonna see what tries to do with that. Movie Really not going for too much more aggressive. Doesn't really have anything else to help him. Doesn't have the Zealots he's going to need. Fantasy now has established the 6 o'clock mineral only. He's going to has ferried SCVs to that location. Movies at this moment just focusing on rather heavy goon production, adding in a Stargate. So he's going to go for Arbiters at this point. And going to try to sneak in. Hey, look at the dancing mine. Wow. Whoa, okay, wow. Oh, that's entertaining, right? Look at the fans all. Well, that was hilarious. Dancing mine that hits a probe that lets a Dark Templar come through only to die to another mine. Oh, dear God, that was hilarious. But yeah, just being dropped everywhere now for Fantasy. You doing a pretty good job dropping mines everywhere, dropping some tanks, and fleeing before he can really lose his tanks, putting them up on top of the ridge there. Very close to the 1 o'clock position. We're going to see Movie just moving forces. We're going to see whether he actually tries to establish another main there, putting down cannons now in place because he knows he needs some defense against these drops coming in. Now just adding his Arbiter Tribunal, probably going to have Arbiters on the way in several minutes. Of course, the thing with Arbiters are they're insanely expensive, insanely gas heavy. Drop coming in, several Zealots, and an Archon! An Archon, we're going to see whether they actually manage to get some splash off. SCV's been pulled up on very timely for SCV, so not too much splash damage got off from the Archon. Vultures coming in to help support alongside of the dropship. Archon and Zealot trying to move in, but I'm not sure quite sure how successful it's going to be. And oh, nice drop there for Fantasy. He's going to drop some tanks, going to try to siege outside for mineral lines. So you can do a lot of damage. Photon cannon positions being put down by Movie. Can try to establish another base. And the Archon's just attacking a comsat station at this point. Movie they're trying to establish. I'm not quite sure what base that was. Didn't quite notice. And siege tanks and vultures coming in. Just sieging everywhere, doing a lot of damage. Archon taking out tanks. Probably going to get killed fairly soon. Cannons coming up against those tanks. Some mines will get shit. Oh, beautiful mine. Beautiful mine drag. Putting down probably a Zealot, sacrifice, taking out, I believe, 2 tanks alongside a Vulture. Beautiful there by Movie. Micring, forcing the dropship to go away. I believe actually Movie has established a force at the inside 12 o'clock or so. Inside 12 o'clock, inside 11 o'clock. I believe that's a base, yeah, mineral only. Just probably so he doesn't have too long a resupply route, so he can also fly some force to the location just in case he just has one single shuttle. Fantasy at this moment just moving out with a lot of vultures, planning a huge tank line. He does gonna have some vultures on both sides, catching a decent large number of probes, actually getting 4 of his vultures right inside of the main, planting mines all over the place, so any force that come out of that instantly gonna get crushed. And force trying to reinforce, really not doing too good job. Another drop gonna come in, just one single Zealot now. Nothing too much else to set, not to risk it. Know that it were forces that probably didn't want to sacrifice his Archon. And there was no siege tank. Shadow is in a lot of danger though. He's gonna go down. Man, just drop one single Dragoon. And all these CVs not mining, just sitting there. Fantasy not quite paying attention to that. Let's see at this point.